All right, welcome back. We are diving deep into day 3 of the Applied Notion Blueprint. So for the last couple of days, we've been busy, right? We've built the framework, the whole architecture of our digital office. But today's different. We're shifting gears. We're going from just building the structure to actually powering the engine. Think of it like this. We're leaving the shiny showroom and heading straight for the engine room.
So, everything we've built up until now, the pages, the navigation, that slick visual layout, the source document has a great name for that. It calls it the showcase. And that makes sense, right? It's what you see, it's the front end. But today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to get our hands dirty building the engine. And let me tell you, this is where the real power of your entire system is actually born.
And yeah, this slide just lays it out perfectly. A truly professional Notion setup has these two totally distinct parts. You've got the showcase over on the left. That's all about structure, navigation, making things look good and feel intuitive. But then you have the engine on the right. That's the workhorse. It's handling the data, the logic, all the stuff that gives the system its power. Because honestly, without a strong engine, the most beautiful showcase in the world is just, well, it's an empty shell. Okay, so how do we build this engine? Well, before we even touch a single database, we need to talk about a fundamental mindset shift. This is huge. We basically have to unlearn years of habits we picked up from older tools and start thinking about data in a completely new light. We're moving away from the idea of a file and embracing the concept of an object. Just think about a classic spreadsheet for a second, like Excel. What is a row? It's just a row. It's a flat, one-dimensional line of info. Sure, it can hold some text or a number, but that's pretty much it. It's totally static, kind of lifeless, It's just a line item that can't exist on its own. It's completely dependent on the columns around it. But this is where Notion just completely flips that idea on its head. A row in a Notion database, it is not just a row. It's exactly like the slide says. It's a world unto itself. It's a fully functional, infinitely deep page. You can open it up and put anything inside. Text, images, subpages, heck, even more databases. Every single entry is its own self-contained universe. And look, this isn't just some neat little feature. This is a fundamentally different architecture. This is what it means when people talk about an object-oriented database. Each entry isn't just a line of text. It's a self-contained object. It has its properties, sure, but it also has that whole internal universe of content we just talked about. This one shift transforms your data from a boring old list into a dynamic collection of powerful, interconnected objects. Okay, so we have these amazing, powerful objects. That's great, but you might be wondering, how on earth do we manage all this without creating total chaos? And that's where strategy comes in. The blueprint calls it the central hub strategy. The idea is simple but powerful. Instead of scattering all these data objects everywhere, we bring them all home to one single central location. And I love the analogy the blueprint uses here. We're not building a clunky digital filing cabinet with 100 different folders scattered all over the place. That's just a recipe for disaster and confusion, right? No. What we're building is a central information hub. A single source of truth for an entire category of information. Think all your projects or all your clients living in one place. So here's how that strategy breaks down in 3 simple steps. First up, step 1, you centralize. You gather all related data into one big master database. This is the absolute key because it creates that single source of truth we were just talking about. Then, step 2 just naturally follows. Since everything is in one spot, you only have to update it at one spot. Say goodbye to conflicting versions. And then step 3, which is a bit of a teaser for day 4, is all about viewing that central data through different windows, what Notion calls linked views. This is so cool. It lets you create all these custom dashboards without ever having to copy-paste or duplicate the data itself. It's like having your cake and eating it too. All right, so we've got our data centralized into these powerful objects. What's next? Well, now we can add another strategic layer on top of that, metadata. And metadata is just a fancy word for the properties you assign to each object. Things like status, due date, or budget. But don't let the simplicity fool you. The choices you make here, they have massive downstream effects on what your system can actually do. You know when you click that little Add Property button and you see that menu pop up? It seems like such a small thing, right? Like you're just picking a label to keep things organized. But this single choice is about so much more than just aesthetics or how your data looks. It's about what your data can do. And here's the absolute crucial point. The property type you choose right there, that defines your system's future computability. I love that term from the blueprint. It's basically asking, are you setting up your data so that the system can actually understand it? Can it calculate with it? Can it automate things based on it down the line? Or are you accidentally locking all that amazing potential away?
This table just nails the concept perfectly. Let's say you have a budget field. With a weak strategy, you pick the text property and type in 150 USD. To the system, that's just a bunch of random letters and numbers. It's dead data. But with a strong strategy, you choose the number property and just enter 150. Now that data is alive. It's ready for calculations, summaries, and for that super powerful Formula 2.0 engine we're going to get into on day 6. That is the difference between a weak and a strong data strategy. So all of this, it brings us to one final key strategic question. And this is a question you should be asking about your own system. It really gets to the heart of everything we've talked about today. So ask yourself this. Is your data just freight? Is it just passive stuff sitting in a digital warehouse collecting dust? Or is it fuel? Is it active? Is it structured? Is it computable? Ready to power the automations and insights and workflows that make your system actually work for you? The whole goal here is to transform your data from just a pile of information into something that's alive and active. So look, today has been all about the why, the core strategy behind building your system's engine. Now it's time for the how. If you want the step-by-step technical recipe for creating your very first master database and setting up those properties the right way, the Day 3 section of the Applied Notion Blueprint has got you covered. It's got everything you need to put this powerful strategy into action. So go on, it's time to turn your data from freight into fuel.